Everyone knows what the backhand dink is, but are you hitting it the right way? So often I see people hit the backhand dink with poor technique. By the end of this video, we're gonna solve that problem for you. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the technique of the backhand dink. So I'm gonna talk about the backspin technique and also the topspin. Let's first talk about the backspin. Now, what we wanna do is we wanna really lock our wrist here. So same thing, if I'm showing you this angle here, I'm locked in with my wrist. If I try to press on it, it's not going anywhere. Now, what I wanna do is I wanna think moving that paddle horizontal. It's almost like, think back to when you were a kid and you got your knife and you're carving a stick. Same thing here, we're just coming through and it's a smooth motion that we guide, and we're gonna finish towards our target. If I wanna hit cross court, it's over here. If I wanna go in the middle, it's over here. Now, very similar, keep it simple, similar technique with the topspin. Your wrist is still locked, but the main difference is instead of going through horizontally, now we're going vertical. We're not closing the face of the paddle a lot to where, you know, there's no, in tennis, there's strings to really grip the ball and lift it over. In pickleball, if you close that face, that's gonna go in the net. So we still wanna keep that open, and then we're just lifting vertically with the paddle, and that's gonna get that topspin on the ball.
Hey, if you're really liking this content, hit that subscribe button as you're notified when new videos come out, and smash that like button on this video. All right, the other thing that's gonna help dominate your opponents is the tactics. So we're gonna give you 3 tips that are gonna help the mental side of your game, especially when it comes to your backhand dink. The first thing is consistency. Make sure you're practicing and drilling your backhand. When you're playing, whether that's drilling or whether that's in rec play, don't be running around and hitting your forehand dink constantly. Practice the backhand, zone it in. Get 50, 100 in a row. Make sure that you can make it a lot so that you can use the other tactics that I'm going to mention for your benefit, or else if you can't get it in a row and you can't be consistent, you won't be able to use them. The second tactic is making sure you're moving it around distance-wise, right? So a lot of times you'll see stronger players move to the middle, and you hit a cross-court dink, it's too short, they're gonna move across and take that, exploit you and your partner. So make sure you're hitting dinks deep enough with that backhand so that you can exploit the weaker player of the two on the other side. Also, you might want to throw in a shorter one or one towards the middle. Just move the dink around on the backhand side so that you're really dominating the timing of your opponent. You can switch from backhand slice dink to topspin dink to throw off the different, it's coming at them quicker or slower, to throw off their timing, cause more mistakes. The last tip that we're going to talk about when it comes to backhand dinks is making sure you're exploiting the weaknesses of your opponents. We talked about the stronger player maybe moving towards the center. So you might have to go down the line on a dink or cross court on a dink to exploit that open space. You might have someone have a stronger forehand or a stronger backhand, so you would hit to the opposite of those and really exploit the weaknesses of your opponent. So really observe, once you got that zoned in consistent backhand dink, now it opens up for you to observe weaknesses in your opponent so that you can start winning a lot more points at that kitchen.
All right, it's important to think about the physical aspect of the backhand dink. So for starters, we're gonna be behind the line most of the time, that's where we're hitting our dinks. Now, we wanna think about being relaxed, we wanna be loose, and we wanna get a comfortable knee bend in here. We're not getting in a deep squat because we know some of you play 2, 3, 4 hours a day, and that would be exhausting on your legs. So we're in a comfortable position, and we're looking to get low to hit these out of the air. This will give us more reach, and if it's bouncing, we're still in an athletic position to hit this shot. Now, another way to think about this, again, I talked about being loose and relaxed. Think about what a ballet dancer looks like. Right? They're comfortable, they're moving swiftly, you're not having the strong brute force of a bulldozer. That's not what we want to be, especially when we're hitting these backhand dinks. We really want to stay relaxed. The only tight muscle really should be that locked wrist that I talked about earlier. So get out there, practice with passion, and perfect with persistence. We're loving our carbon paddles. We really like the power that it gives, good control. So if you do want one, check out the link in the description, 10% off any purchase on carbon.